Right. I'll check. Madars to start.
And we are on, and we are back. Niels-Jorgen Hansen barely got a break between his last game and this one. And is now facing the Latvian, the #1 seed, Madars Razma, in the last 16. The winner of this will make their way into the quarterfinals.
85.
And the quarterfinal will be against Søren Hedegaard, Kristin Helgason, or Bjarni Sigurdsson. So Razma has got to fancy his chances. If he does overcome this one, of course, you can't think too far ahead. You've got to overcome the hurdle that is in front of you. Hansen with the marginally better start. Razma with the throw. Hansen gets a couple of trebles here. It could make things interesting.
11.
Because Razma, you'd rather think, I'd say will be to a finish first, but another one of these, well, there you go, that's 2 big trebles. Not so easy, especially starting on the treble 19s. Hansen not on a finish first, but is close. And if he betters what Razma hits here, well, you never know.
121.
Lovely use of the bullseye there. That puts him down well within range. May well see him use the bullseye again. So, possible out of ball. That's the one, double 18, which is his absolute favourite. And that's a really good guide. And you couldn't see him missing that dart at double. He hasn't done. And in some spectacular fashion. Madars Razma takes the early lead. Hold of throw, 84 the average.
100. 140.
And opens this one up with 2 big uns as well.
180.
There we go, Hansen saying, hang on a sec, I can be explosive as well. But Razma, what he does, he'll see his opponent hit a 180.
137.
And he'll try it as well. Let's try for the 171. But Hansen, if he can do something similar, even if it's just a ton, as long as he can find the treble,
100.
which he has done really well with that last dart. Hansen is in a decent position here.
60.
Especially as Razma hasn't found the treble there. I mean, we all know Razma can take out any bullseye shot. Treble 20. He's going to have one dart. Oh, and he's just gone outside. He's tactically thought that one through. I like that. 164. He's wondered if he was going to start downstairs, but hasn't done so. Might go for the bullseye here. If he goes bullseye, that will leave tops.
79. 80.
Where's he going there? Look, he was going for treble 17. Was it? Well, no idea. No idea. Anyway, all irrelevant now. Niels-Jorgen Hansen pins in that double 18. We are all honours even.
57.
Cover shooting's excellent. His Razma doesn't slow down the pace. Only slows down the pace if he's got reason to. If something's distracted him or really needs to stop and think. Other than that, he knows exactly what is scored, what he needs. Often telling the scorers what is scored before they've even managed to type it in. That was, well, it appeared to be bounced out, but it didn't bounce out. It just wobbled a little bit, stayed in the board. 85 scored.
60.
Razma now should get himself 2 darts at a double. Is that going to be double 18? Well, Hansen threw that last dart pretty quickly, but it landed exactly where he wanted it, so I don't think he'll be too frustrated considering. No, it's going to be 32, and it's going to be 32 without any fuss. I'm not sure why he didn't go for the 18s there, but matters not. It really matters not. Maybe he's feeling a bit more confident on those double 16s for 2 big trebles there for Hansen. And already he's looking to level it up, but not if Razma has something to say about it. Beautiful stuff then. I was talking about, yes, getting rid of that 1 on the 501. With a near max. Close, finding the treble again.
96.
That was an important dive. He didn't hit a treble there. Hansen, not a million miles away. Hansen would have been marginally ahead. So that was a really good last start and an important one as well. Both of these averaging very nicely indeed. Around the low to mid 90s mark. Rasmus down to a finish first, but it's a big one. Niels-Jorgen Hansen.
83.
Might go left 96 or less then. That treble one was unfortunate. And that is 2 brilliant trebles to set up fantastically. That puts this under pressure. He's going to get 1 dart only. And only needs 1 dart. Brilliant 113, treble 19, 16 for tops. When Razma was sitting on 24. That would have been for a break of throw as well if Razma would have got it. Niels-Jorgen Hansen. Confidence is sky high, 95 and 96 the averages.
100. Par 36.
Yeah.
Well, Razma is on for the ton 80.
Par 40.
And it's just gone low, ton 40 will do. Everything going with throws so far. Both players giving it a real go, but Niels-Jorgen Hansen has really upped the ante, and you need to when you're playing someone like Razma. This is proof in the pudding.
Par 21.
Loose last start, decent first two. There is Jinnitz. Hansen Razma just sees throwing. So if he doesn't get a treble here, you may actually fancy Hansen.
32.
Razma would have wanted to leave something a little prettier. Jorgen Hansen isn't messing around. That is the way to punish a score of 32. You really think 180 or bust, or 140 or bust, or something big or bust. Just know what it is he needs.
137.
That will do. That will do. Pressure on the 104, but Hansen's good at these low three-figure outs where there is pressure, and he's going to get a dart. And once again, he's got double top at the end of a three-figure outshot. First/last dart. First dart at the double, last dart at the combo. That was a break of throw.
100.
And now averaging a ton. Will that rattle the cage of Razma? Razma usually doesn't react badly to bad news.
100.
But with Hansen having the throw, Hansen being relentless on his own throw, give him a low three-figure out, and it's his.
100.
Four back-to-back tons, two apiece. Consistency never killed anyone. On the dartboard, anyway. But is this going to open the door for Razma to break straight back again? You could have heard that score. And really could do with a ton 40. Has done so, is on a finish. It's a big one, it's a bullseye one. And Niels-Jorgen Hansen now needs to get two trebles to put any sort of pressure on this 161. Can't even get three singles, let alone two trebles. So plenty of time here, but the MO of Razma is when I've got time, I'll go for the bull. Treble 20, treble 17. That's in. Bullseye for the 161. Oh, Madars, 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 Madars.
125.
On the, yeah, 125.
Left himself 36. Can't really blame him. I thought when he was throwing very, very fast that last die, it's not going in the bull. So that won't count as a missed dart at double, but instead 3 darts, double 16. And you might be able to hear a bit of rattling in the background as Madars just goes inside, and all of a sudden, Hansen's got an outside chance here. He's good at the treble 20, as long as he doesn't go into these 5s or these 1s. That's a good guide. He's moved and he's going quite quickly, so it suggests it is. Hasn't gone there, so good hard start to leave tops. He's on fire on this tops. Is Hansen. Madars doing the right thing. And double 2. Was it the right thing? I would still say yes. I'll say you might be hear a bit of rattling. There's like a ticket officey style room in which I'm in, and it's very, very windy here in Iceland. And the door is open, so it's blowing and rattling. Anyway, Niels-Jorgen Hansen resetting, because this really should have been a Razma leg. It really should have been. He's got 2 darts for double 10. And if he gets this, he'll go 4-2 up. And Razma be rattled, double 5, last dart in hand. Double 5 it is, he's good at the top of the board. 20s, yes. 5s, yes. That really should have been a Razma leg. I think we'd all agree with that. Razma would certainly agree. But Hansen, he was there or thereabouts. He wasn't a million miles away. Which, actually, funnily enough, is the Razma MO. If they're not a million miles away, I'm not going to go for the bullseye. If they're very near, yes, he'll go for it. If they're very far, yes, he'll go for it. If they're mid-range, not that near, he won't go for it. So I think that kind of proves the Razma brain. Okay, he's in that leg, but he goes for the bullseye
91.
when he genuinely believes his opponent's nowhere near. He can go for bullseye when he needed it because it was there or thereabouts, and he knows how good he is. That said, if he went for the bullseye, he might have won that leg. So it is swings and roundabouts. You've got to play a percentage. You've got to make this game as easy as possible for you, because it's not an easy game. I can assure you, everyone who's watching this has thrown a dart at some point in their time. Did the dart go exactly where you wanted? Maybe. Maybe. Let's give you a couple of scores around the boards. Daniel Larsen leads Claude Decker 1-0. Oskar Lukasiak is tying with even Springborg 2-all, interestingly enough. Springborg nearly lost out to Peter Thompson. Obviously, you've got Razma and Hansen here. Marco Cantele, Jan McIntosh, that's 2 apiece. Kristin Helgeson over board 2 with Bjarni Sigurdsson. Helgeson leaves 5-3. Niels Heinso beat Ulf Seder. Aris Lavanauskas beat Veronika, and Dennis Nielsen beat Mindaugas Sparauskas. Yes, Jan McIntosh. Fair ease and not off making names for themselves. We'll keep an eye over on that board, board number 3. You like that one, Razma? 140, leaves in the big fish. And he might be forced to go for it. Hansen's task is to force him to go for it.
100.
If he gets to 2 trebles here when he's not incapable of at all, then he would have certainly given it a try.
52.
He wanted a couple of outer balls, couldn't find it. Wanted 70 to leave the ton. This leaves the bullseye. And I think he knew as soon as I left his hand it was not the perfect bullseye dart. It's a missed dart, by the way, to make it 5-2. He's going to get more darts, and that was an angry dart by Razma. Razma may only get 1 dart if he's back. If he's back, because we know how good Hansen is at tops. And that's not the worst marker I've ever seen in my life. Oof, a rare miss for Madars Razma, for Niels Hansen rather. So Razma then has choices. Has got treble 17. That leaves 24. We know he's good at the 18 side. Let's see how he fares at this 24 side. The 12 side even. Double 6. Last dart in hand. Important dart. And that was really important, and that shows how he thrives on the pressure. Double 6. Only a hold, but such an important hold. He missed that one. There's every chance 5-2 could be looming. 4-3 is not the end of the world. 5-2. It's a big deficit to overcome. Hansen really needs another. Well, didn't need that 5. 1, 2, 5.
85.
Really needed. And Madars now in the driving seat here, looking likely to make this 4 apiece, especially now.
108.
And that is a ton 80. Jan McIntosh now trails 4-2 to Marco Cantele. Daniel Larsen 2, Kordecker 1.
138.
That was a useful visit there from Hansen. Just keeps him interested. Well, I think when you're going for the bullseye, you kind of want in the 25. Because that leaves a marker on the bullseye. Treble 20 would have been. Anyway, this will be one of the shots of the tournament. We saw on day 1 Hansen hitting in a ton 70.
100.
I think that was against Barauskas. Barauskas threw the kitchen sink at him. That was Razma. A couple of darts and 16s. Takes just the one he needs. And what could have been 5-2 is now 4-4. Well, the tide's turning a little. Averages are very similar.
91.
Useful shooting from Razma. We may see him on the maximum, the big fish, in a minute. If he gets a ton with the next visit. Well, after that first start, I knew he was going to score more than 100. I just knew. It was so inviting.
180.
And he's filled up, so he did actually get a maximum. Not a maximum finish, a maximum score. That leaves him 90. And he's ever close to a place in the semi-finals. Well, 50 remain. So you can hear 14s for 18s here. When he's on 52, he'll go 20s for 16s. If he's liking the 16s, he'll go for the 18, and he is liking the 16s, clearly. And that is why. Razma now leads 5-4. Hansen does need to hold his throw. Else it will be Razma, and Razma throwing like this.
120.
Well, even with a dart out the board, it's still a pretty good score. And Razma has effectively stolen the darts here. Well, when it's playing like this, it is unstoppable. By it, of course, I mean he. That was useful from Hansen. Just keeps his nose ever so slightly within the vicinity of Razma. Remember, Razma now throwing to get down to something useful. What does that leave? 175, I think. 156, if my math is any good. There we go. So Hansen, couple of treble 20s. He's in 115. I'd rather be on that than 156. Still can get a couple. Well, needs to get down to a finish. That's the priority. Hasn't been able to do so. So Madars will be back for 16, perhaps.
100.
56 will do. Now I'll be interested. See if he's going to go 18s or tops here. It looks like he's been avoiding the 18s, but I'm guessing 28 double 18. Yes, of course, his favourite double, or his second favourite of the day. Double 18, and it's there. And Madars Razma is through to the